अटारी और वाघा का बॉर्डर क्रॉस करते हुए अब हम इस समय पाकिस्तान में हैं। हम यहाँ इसलिए आए हैं क्योंकि भारत के फॉरेन मिनिस्टर जयशंकर यहाँ पर पहुंच रहे हैं एससीओ समिट में हिस्सा लेने के लिए। हालांकि जयशंकर ने ये क्लियर कर दिया है कि वो बायलैटरल कॉन्वर्सेशन के लिए नहीं आ रहे, और पाकिस्तान ने भी ये कंफर्म कर दिया है कि ना भारत की तरफ से ना पाकिस्तान की तरफ से कोई रिक्वेस्ट हुई है फॉर अ बायलैटरल कॉन्वर्सेशन। इंडिया पाकिस्तान की अगर आप इंटरैक्शंस देखें ओवर द इयर्स, तो पुलसाइड इनफॉर्मल बातें, हैंडशेक के दौरान क्या होता है, और जयशंकर अपनी स्पीच में क्या बोलेंगे, और पाकिस्तान की तरफ से जो उनके विदेश मंत्री हैं इशाक डार, वो क्या बोलेंगे, इस पे जरूर नजर होगी। नाउ एज वी लिटरली काइंड ऑफ वॉक on the streets through the small bazaars of Pakistan, you can see that just like on the other side, if the camera turns here, there are little shops, little sort of tea vendors, street carts, a small mosque here on this side. And as we've been saying ever since the Pulwama terror attack and then the abrogation of Article 370, India-Pakistan relations have been in a kind of deep freeze, in cold storage, through periods of acute friction, acute tension, with India expressing great concern over the terror attacks in the Jammu region of the Pir Panjal province, or the part of the Pir Panjal province in Jammu and Kashmir. But since then, we've also had a very successful Jammu and Kashmir election, and it's very, very significant that Mr. Jaishankar's visit is right after the completion of that election, an election in which people took part in great numbers. And the big question is कि पाकिस्तान ने जो एक पोजीशन लिया था कि भाई 370 के एब्रोगेशन के बाद हम बायलैटरल डायलॉग करेंगे नहीं till India walks back, and India is not going to walk back on 370, उससे how will Pakistan walk back? ये एक बड़ा सवाल है. I would not call Mr. Jaishankar's visit a thaw, because both sides have made it clear that it's not to do with a bilateral conversation. But at the same time, one has to acknowledge that given the fact that this is the first Indian foreign minister coming to Pakistan in nearly a decade. The last one was Sushma Swaraj, who came in 2015, and Prime Minister Modi dropped by later that year on a surprise unannounced visit to see Nawaz Sharif. We cannot ignore the fact that this is not business as usual, that there will be a great deal of media attention, a great deal of public attention, और जो एक word, एक sentence, एक handshake होगा, उस पे बहुत ज़्यादा scrutiny होगी. I think one should make it clear that in terms of big expectations, there are none. But analysts in India are talking about how the ball is now in Pakistan's court. And the most immediate things that could be done, or some movement could be done towards them, one is the resumption of some sort of trade relationships. Remember, what you see behind me, this is or used to be a major trading route, the Atari-Wagah border. But now Pakistan, of course, suspended trade after India abrogated 370, and India increased import duties to more than 200% after the Pulwama terror attack. Now we're in a situation where perhaps experts are talking about looking at trade and looking at reinstating the post of high commissioners on either side. Small steps, which are also big steps for the India-Pakistan equation. None of those are going to play out here on the sidelines of a multilateral summit where the Russians and the Chinese are also going to be present. And it'll be interesting to see if there is a bilateral between India and China. That is something to look out for as, whether it takes place on Pakistani soil or not. Well, we're here on the ground. You can watch all of our ground reports, our analysis, our special programming from Pakistan as we report from Lahore and Islamabad for the Mojo Story.